Have a banana, Hannah. Try the salami, Tommy. Get with the gravy, Davy. Everybody eats when they come to my house.
We interrupt your usual programming to bring you a Frankly News special. It's 8 o'clock.
Good evening. Earlier this week, the world was both shocked and saddened by the sudden passing of not the rowing champion, Steve Redgrave. Redgrave, by far the most famous of all the flavours in the Campbell's condensed range, was found dead in his Highland residence, just days after returning from hospital following a full body cream transfusion. Tonight on Frankly, we'd like to pay homage to the great man by showing a previously untransmitted interview he recorded with us just months before his death. This interview was intended to signal a return to the spotlight for Redgrave, but due to his untimely demise at the age of 87, it could prove to be the last glimpse of the once brilliant man. However, with today's rumoured discovery of a new unseen film hidden amongst Redgrave's possessions, it may not be long before we see him again.
Good evening, bienvenue, welcome, and welcome to this evening's edition of the Frankly Interviews. I'm Nicola Future. My guest this evening is an actor, a philanthropist, a masseur, a tandem bicyclist, a cowboy, a deep-sea diver, the star of a major Spanish opera, and number 17 in Forbes magazine's list of most desirable males. Earlier this year, he was named in Her Majesty's New Year's Honours List and received an honorary doctorate in football awareness from the University of Guernsey. He has broken an extended period of media silence to be with us today. I'm delighted to say hello and good morning to Lord Steve Redgrave. Lord Redgrave, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. Please call me Steve.
Lord Redgrave, you've led somewhat of a reclusive lifestyle these last few years. Why have you decided to come out of hiding now?
Well, Nikki, to be honest, my money's run out and I'm being paid quite a lot to be here, so...
What's your favourite vegetable?
Chips.
It occurs to me that there are two questions the public are just dying to know the answer to. I think you know what's coming.
I've got an idea, yeah.
What's your favourite colour?
Taupe.
And your least favourite flightless bird?
The kiwi.
So what do you have to say about the rumours concerning your father being a Nazi sympathiser and war profiteer?
Well, I prefer to think of him as a patriot who just happened to live in the wrong country. And as for him being a war profiteer, that's absolute nonsense. He didn't exploit a penny from World War II. But it wasn't for lack of trying, he just didn't have a very good head for business. I miss him enormously though. He died when I was just 6 years old on our way to Skegness for a holiday. He accidentally locked himself in his own suitcase. By the time we got to the holiday home, he'd suffocated, chewed off his own tongue. My mother, however, she lived long enough to see me hit the big time.
I believe she lived to be 150.
Indeed she did. She died about 3/4 of an hour ago.
What's the silliest thing you've ever done?
Well, there was one time myself and some guys from uni went out to the student union. Drinks were had, maybe too many. After a few games of pool and half an hour on Dance Dance Revolution, we decided to hop the fence surrounding the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. Once we were in, my mate Dougie was sick on the superconducting coils, causing a rupture of a liquid helium enclosure, causing both a magnetic quench and several tons of helium gas escaping with explosive force. The incident resulted in damage to over 50 superconducting magnets and their mountings, and contamination of the vacuum pipe, and delayed operations by 14 months. But the helium made everyone talk in a squeaky voice, so it was quite funny.
Who would you say have been your biggest influences?
Regarding my career or personal life?
Your career?
In that case, Christina Aguilera, Randy Quaid and Sting.
And your personal life?
Probably Christina Aguilera, Randy Quaid and Sting.
You've done many remarkable things in your life. What would you say is your proudest achievement?
Well, I've always loved Mel Gibson and his movies, so having him amongst my fans and on my speed dial is pretty special. But I remember the year when I was up for an Oscar for, I can't even remember the name of the film now.
Black Shags, the film about the Bray oil tanker disaster.
Yep, that's it. Very worthy film, lots of oil-covered seagulls and Russell Crowe. I played the life jacket, beanie hat wearing hero. I grew a beard for that role, not unlike Roger Moore's North Sea Hijack. Had a very tender love scene with Ryan Gosling, which is funny because the oil-smothered Gosling from the film was also named Ryan. But anyway, I was up for Best Actor in a leading role, and the Academy decided that my performance was so powerful, so moving, that they presented me with every Oscar given out that night. Every category, whether it was Best Makeup, Best Documentary, Short, I got them. I think they're in the garage somewhere now.
Do you have any regrets?
Regrets? Miley Cyrus. And I regret doing that charity single with Peter Kay. It was just embarrassing for all involved. I don't know if you remember, but it sold really poorly. So poorly, in fact, that we didn't make enough money to cover the expenses for the trip to Abu Dhabi to shoot the music video. So Bernardo's had to shell out £10,000. So there's that. I regret never settling down and having a family. I've had many women in my time. Some meant more to me than others. I have a son that I never see, and I'm told I have a daughter out there somewhere. I'd love her to get in touch. She'd probably be about your age by now. What are you, 20?
12. Okay, I'd like to end with some quick-fire questions, if that's okay. What's your favourite word?
Spider-Man.
What is your least favourite word?
Bono.
What turns you on?
Peanut butter.
What turns you off?
Crunchy peanut butter.
What sound do you love? What sound do you hate?
Geordies, or Bono again, I suppose.
What is your favourite curse word?
Beaver.
Good choice.
Fuck yeah.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Beans. Tin of beans, I think. I'm a similar shape, so.
What profession would you not like to do?
I don't think I'd like to be one of the other members in U2.
If heaven exists, what would you like God to say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really planning on dying.